Okay, here's a quick little demo of what the software can do for you. Basically, it is a volumetric tool that will do the volumetric for every single car wash. So instead of doing it once a month and spending hours and hours, this basically does it automatically for you and does it for every single car wash. So for every chemical application, every single injector, you will get these five metrics or six metrics. You'll get a timestamp of when the chemical started dispensing. You will get the volume of a chemical dispensed. Uh, you will get the time that the chemical was dispensed for. And now that you have that time, you can also calculate the flow rate. So the flow rate is allows you to distinguish between a limousine and a Prius, where the volume obviously if you want to figure out if something is applying correctly, if you're just looking at the volume, then the volume is not a very good metric to know whether your system is operating. But the flow rate, your flow rate will be consistent across all of your applications. And then you can see it for each application. Each application has its own timestamp by bay, by injector. And then these other two metrics are ramp up and ramp down. That's essentially your injector health. And so what you're looking for, or what that's telling you, is how quickly it took for the injector to open up and get the full flow. And then the same on the downside is when that injector closes, how long does it take from when the steady flow stops to no chemical being dispensed? Essentially, what that is a measure of your springs or whatever your injection system has. And so you're not really concerned about what the time is. What you're really looking for there is change. So, for example, this chemical here, you can see all the ramp ups are, a half a second. If you're looking at other injector, other chemicals, um, for example, on my A2, these are a little bit different, like more into the second range. And so again, it the number doesn't matter, but what you're looking for is when you know it's healthy, this is the correct number, and just let you know if it ever changes. The last metric is the between usage. And the between usage is how much chemical is dispensed in between usages. And that should always be zero unless you have a leak or if there is some sort of a plumbing issue, an isolation issue, a backflow issue, a float valve, or a leak. But if it is non-zero, then that basically tells you you need to start looking at your system and figure out uh, what's wrong. And so this view here is probably the main diagnostic view where after you get your car wash set up exactly the way you want, you then go set your targets and everything will be green or orange depending on your settings. And so every day you can just kind of go through this or as often as you want, and you're just looking for green. Um, Orange is something you set that's kind of interest, but not necessarily something you want to be alarmed on. Um, and then red is these are all user configurable, and then red is something that there's something wrong that you need to get out there and take a look at. But if you see green, you're good. If you see orange or red, then orange you typically want to kind of think about it. That's something kind of a long term, and then red is usually something that you've set so that you need to get out to the wash to take care of something. And then this is the exact same. And you can on the left here, you can scroll by or select the different time periods. This site's in Alaska, so That's why there's no use here this morning. So now this view is the exact same uh, view, but now you're looking at it for all of the chemicals across a particular car wash. So here's the car wash at 6:53 this morning. It was an unknown package that the system could not tell what kind of car wash was purchased. The duration was 2.5 minutes. And then here is all of the chemicals that were dispensed for that car wash. Uh, and the reason it's unknown, as you can see right here, my B1 is a peak low. The system needs to see B1. So what this is telling you, or telling me, is that my injector B1 is not dispensing. So the unknown is a diagnostic tool. So if you have it set up so that if you do have a wash unknown, that's a major issue because like in this case where injector B1 is not dispensing, that somebody needs to get out there and get, there's some, the cars aren't coming out clean because there's a whole injector that's not firing for some reason. But otherwise, if all of the chemicals are dispensed, like in this one, it's seeing all these chemicals, and in the settings, you've already told it what chemicals you want to see, and then it detects the package. And then it also has the time element for each one of these car washes. So that's from the beginning of chemical application to the end of chemical application. Then we have the exact same view, but now it's now doing the cost. And so it's got your cost for each one of your wash packages, and on both of these you can sort by your car wash type, by any of the chemicals, by time, whatever you want to sort by, you can sort by. And then it's got all your wash counts. So if you want to see your wash counts, yesterday, last 2 days, whatever you want to look at, and this will show you your busy time of day. And then it has all of your breakdowns by your wash package, and then your unknowns. And the real purpose is not to be a substitute for your point of sale system. The real purpose is a diagnostic tool. So the wash counts, for example, I'm going to be off 5 washes somewhere, and that's just the downside, or that's just the way this system works. It can't obviously tie into your point of sale. There are some integrations where you could, but as a default, the purpose of the wash count is a diagnostic tool.